Welcome race fans here to North Wilksboro. PJ Williams for the Athenian Motorsports team obtained the pole here, and he's going to be leading us here with a green flag here. We are underway here at the short track of North Wilkesboro here, and a great start from the 55 Bass Pro Shops automobile there. Out of turn number 2 they go. PJ Williams with an excellent start there. Nick Salmon in second. Salmon's trying to take some advantages here and try and obtain the points lead away from Dylan Schwalberg here. A great start here for the Athenian team. PJ Williams certainly trying to get on a good high note. PJ Williams has continued to lead in the early stages of the race with Nick Salmon right behind him. Eric DeMax in third, Hoffman fourth. You see a good battle here between Corey Williams, Garrett Sidner, and Bobby Jones. That is a battle for the 8th spot there. And Sidner's down the inside of the 19 there. Bobby Jones staying right behind the 20 car. And David Culpepper is trying to peek himself into the top 10 here. Luis Hernandez, fourth in point, is looking slightly outside, also trying to get his way inside the top 10 as well. As you see, points leader Dylan Schwalberg, he kind of qualified near the back half of the field here. He's trying to get a move on here, and he's running in the 17th position at the moment here. He's got a lot of ground to make up. The leaders are already coming up towards slower lap traffic here. PJ Williams still maintaining that lead over Nick Salmon, but due to those cars in the way, Salmon has been able to reel into the 55 there, and look at Eric DeMax running in that 3rd spot there. As we're going to look forward towards the lap cars here, CM Racing cars kind of running a bit iffy on the track there, of John Art and Johnny Gardner there. Alexander Rowe, Bradley Bishop Jr. running near the back of the pack here, not having a good day with his car here. And into turn 3 they go, contact made, and the 41 slaps the turn 3 wall. And he's going to swipe the track, and that has brought out our first caution here of the day. What a rocky start for Alexander Rowe for the Blue Flare organization here. And that's not a way to go a lap down just like that for car number 41. Back on the restart, PJ Williams continued to lead over Nick Salmon and Eric DeMax. As you see a couple of lap cars down the inside line there, that's going to cause a lot of those drivers to get bottled up behind them there. You see Bobby Jones getting stuck there. Luis Hernandez, the 2 Martin Motorsports teammates, are going to try and work together to get around Cole Deaver and Wade Brummer there. Mason Gordon, second in the points there coming in. Him and Nick Salmon are pretty much equivalent. They are trying to gain points on Dylan Schwalberg. And speaking of Schwalberg, there he is in that 14, right behind David Culpepper and TJ Martin. There you see, there's multiple grooves on the racetrack, but the inside line is kind of the preferred line here on the racetrack. There's Corey Williams trying to blast by those lap cars here. He's having an excellent run running inside the top 10 here. Williams certainly trying to improve his stats here and maybe get a potential ride for next season here in the Hardee National Series here. Williams has not had much success here in the CBM machine, but yeah, CBM will be shutting down their Hardee's program after next year, or after this year to be exact. And well, they'll be able to discontinue operations for 2018 in the Hardee's National Series, but their Cup team will still remain intact. As there you see Jake West trying to navigate his way through Alexander Rowe and Kyle Bisceglia there, but Garrett Sidner's right there behind that 21 there. They're bumper to bumper here as the leaders are trying to check out from the rest of the pack. Another caution would come out when Julius Anderson slipped the racetrack and spun down the front stretch there and didn't hit the wall miraculously, but not much damage done, just a minor spin that has brought out the 2nd yellow here at North Wilkesboro. Back underway at North Wilkesboro, PJ Williams has dominated this race so far. He's led all of the laps. He's had no mistakes so far. As you see Nick Salmon getting hassled by the 41 of Rowe there. Rowe's being a bit of a nuisance to the 18 there, as Eric DeMax is going to dive bomb the inside underneath the lap car of Blaze McKinney. Caleb Hoffman trying to stay in that 4th spot there. As you see Bobby Jones and a couple of others there. James Richardson has made his way up through the pack here. He's trying to get a good recovery here in the season, and he's had quite of a slump in the Zest machine there. So James Richardson certainly trying to turn his season around. And he's a bit outside the top 10 in the point standings here, so James Richardson really trying to get back into a good rhythm. Troubles for Luis Hernandez there. There is a problem in the Heinz machine. Something has broke. And the number 12 there for the Martin Motorsports entry. Hernandez comes into this race 4th in the point standings here. And this is certainly not going to help his championship hopes here. And that is a heartbreak for Luis Hernandez. Eric DeMax has reeled in the 55 here. Look at the run the low Chevrolet has on this Bass Pro machine. And here he comes down the inside. Eric DeMax has got a nose underneath the 55. He drives it in through the center. And Eric DeMax is going to try and take the lead. He does. And what a beautiful overtake from the Lowe's machine there. That is certainly a veteran move from the rookie himself there. Eric DeMax is now in the lead, and it looks like there's going to be no turning back for the Mace Enterprise car. But PJ Williams is going to try and fight back, and Nick Salmon is right there on toe. So the top three are pretty much bumper to bumper, fender to fender, close to each other here in terms of proximity here. What a great race here for the lead. Eric DeMax has certainly stolen that away here. Lap traffic continues to boggle down the leaders. Here's Eric DeMax still maintaining his lead. But PJ Williams is trying to hound him back here in front of the lap car of Julius Anderson. And the 38 gets loose off of turn 4 there. He holds on to it. And PJ Williams is now going to try and use the outside groove. And the 38 goes up the hill there. Salmon's going to try and split the lap car there on the inside. Not able to make it work there, as Williams is going to maintain his outside groove here. As Nick Salmon in the Dairy Queen machine, he's going to still try and use that 38 as a pick. And the caution is out. The 39 spinning around. And that has brought it out here yet again. Hernandez, ooh man, a bit of fenders there at the end of that. But Bradley Bishop Jr. has crashed the 39 car here to bring out the caution yet again. Bradley Bishop washed up the racetrack in a Zach Flickinger, and that collected Milton Campbell, and then Carly McDowell gets a slight piece of that. And it looks like under caution there might have been a potential stack up here. It looks like they were all trying to slow down for just a moment. No, actually doesn't look like a stack up happened, but it got a bit chaotic right there. You see some debris kind of falling off there at the end, but otherwise minimal damage done, but a lot of damage to the 39 there, as well as the 81 and the 7. One driver stayed out after pit stops there, and that driver was Emma White. The green flag back in the air. The Stallion Racing car is trying to hold on to that lead, but Eric DeMax is going to immediately try and go on the inside of the 82 there. Those older tires, looks like they're not going to be that effective here, as you see Carly McDowell ducking down pit lane near the back of the pack there, as Eric DeMax still got his nose underneath the 82. Looks like it's going to be short-lived, and Eric DeMax retakes the lead away. But White fights back on the outside line there. Salmon to the bottom. PJ Williams following on toe. Then you got Bobby Jones there and Jake West. West getting around Zayden Davidson there. And Caleb Hoffman in the mix as well. But he's way up into the marbles there. And Garrett Sidner and Corey Williams are going to try and take advantage of that 16th mistake, as Jake West has blown the car up. What a heartbreak for him. He holds up Bradley Bishop Jr. and the 39 smacks the wall there. In turn 2, it's chaos on the track there. Matt DeLeo and a couple of others trying to avoid this 21 car. And Jake West bringing the car down pit lane. Surprisingly, no caution out on the racetrack there for the 21, leaking some fluid there. And miraculously, nobody else hit him that wasn't the 39 car. Looking near the mid-pack area of the track here, and it's just a massive cesspool of cars there, all trying to get around each other here. TJ Martin trying to navigate his way through traffic. Same thing with Mason Gordon. Gordon needs to gain as much track position as he can if he wants to get himself in contention there. And the caution is out yet again. These cautions are being cautions, and it looked like an accident there. And that involved Nick Salmon in the 18 there. A lot of back-end damage to the Dairy Queen Toyota. PJ Williams dove into the corner a bit too hot, and that clipped the 18 into the wall and the 55. Both of them go ricocheting into that wall, and that cost them a lot of spots there. See Dylan Schwalberg, the points leader. He got around Salmon there, and that's a point gained on that 18 there. Those are a lot of points that are on the line here. Nick Salmon certainly did not want to see this on his radar. Eric DeMax continues to lead. It's been him and the PJ Williams show all race long, but John Art's going to try and fight back to get his lap back here. Bobby Jones in that second spot, Hoffman the third. Couple Fords there, with Corey Williams running in the fourth spot. What a spectacular run for Corey Gene Williams there. And Dylan Schwalberg rounding out your top 5. Contact in the back there, and that is Matt DeLeo in the wall with Charlie Smith, and the 3 car is impaled into the barrier there. Charlie Smith lost the rear end of the car there, slid up into Matt DeLeo, and watched the 3 car just get impaled into the outside wall there. And that was in front of the field there. Luckily, nobody else hit them. A 2 car wreck, and Charlie Smith's day is already done from the get-go. Back on the restart here, DeMax continues to lead over Bobby Jones and Caleb Hoffman. It's pretty much been a consistent top 10 throughout most of the race. If you're wondering about Emma White, who stayed out on older tires, she's running in the 10th spot there. So still a rather fantastic run for this woman here. She's doing a great job, and certainly these men are surely going to be respecting these women. Afterwards, there's a battle for the lead is on. Bobby Jones looking underneath the 5 car. And he's going to try and take it away, the inside line advantage there. And Bobby Jones inherits the lead away from Eric DeMax. But DeMax is right there to fight back here in the low Chevrolet there. Hoffman way up the hill again. Corey Williams is going to try and take 3rd away from the 16 there. As you see, Nick Salmon and PJ Williams hounding the back of the 14 as well. They are all in a singular pack of wanting to get track position here. As Corey Williams still holding on the bottom there. Hoffman up top, and he's going to dive it into turn 3, trying to maintain his position here. Great defending from the 19 there, and he takes it away from Caleb Hoffman. Corey Williams up to P3. Looking through the back of the pack here, it's still quite a mess there. Wade Brewer making contact with both the Durbin Incorporated cars. He holds on to it, but you notice the Delphi machine of Mason Gordon getting held back in lap traffic and other lead lap cars. Again, Mason Gordon has had a very up and down day. As you see, TJ Martin making it 3 wide there. He's trying to press the needle underneath the 2 Red Bull cars there, as he's going to try and gain some track position. Not able to get around Hayden Klein there, but able to get around Daniel Conway. See those cars sliding out of turn 4. TJ Martin certainly trying to show his potential here in the Hardee's National Series. We will see him in a full-time ride next year, hopefully, and this could be a good future for TJ Martin himself, as he does pass around Hayden Klein there with a bit of a slide job maneuver there. What a clever dirt racing move from the 22. One driver that has made his way through trying to slice his way into the top 5 is Garrett Sidner. He's been on a bit of a mission here. He's been on a bit of a slump there. You see Cole Deaver smacking the wall there. Like I said, he's been on a bit of a slump there in the 20 car. Hasn't had his best races here, and he's certainly trying to get into some sort of rejuvenation in the Scuff Gaming Toyota there. And Garrett Sidner currently running in the 8th spot there. Not a bad place for him, but I think he wants to get something a lot better than 8th place here today. And he might want to outscore his teammate if he wants to get some points in terms of getting himself back into the championship hunt. Dylan Schwalberg has been closing in on Corey Williams at a fast rate of speed, and there he is right on the inside. He's going to try and make a nose underneath the 19. They make a bit of contact there, and Dylan Schwalberg's going to take the spot away, and now Dylan Schwalberg is up to P3. He's going to now try and run down Eric DeMax as the caution is out. A crash in turn 3, and it looks like Hermika Jazen might have been involved there as DeLeo's dragged his car against the wall. And that is going to slow the field down yet again here in the pack. As you see the field trying to get themselves stacked up here. And they are running into the back of each other. Anderson getting turned. And it's a massive melee of cars trying to scatter around. And it looked like TJ Martin tried to get into the corner. They both made contact. And they put each other into the wall. And I think TJ Martin wasn't too happy with that Ford car there. And that's the reason the caution came out. I see Matt DeLeo looks like he might have had a flat tire coming into turn 3 there. And that's why his car was dragged against the barrier there. And then you see the stack up at the end there. They're all trying to slow down there as Julius Instant runs in the back of Corey Williams. Then Nick Salmon and PJ Williams run in the back of each other. And then Garrett Sidner plows into the 55. And it's just a massive pile-up waiting to happen. Lots of confusion coming to the restart here, and it's really bottled up the field here. And that's really led to a lot of cars getting swept up a lap down here, so I'm not quite sure what happened to the scoring. But it's still Bobby Jones leading over Eric DeMax and Dylan Schwalberg, so pretty much most of the cars on the lead lap are rather consistent. But then you see John Art's running in the top 10 right now. He's running in the 9th spot there because of that hullabaloo there. A mess. As you see Johnny Gardner, he made contact with the 29 there. And he looks like Gardner wasn't too happy with the lap car getting in the way there. Gardner, a lot faster car there for CM Racing here. He's gotten a win for this organization twice, actually, to say the least. So Gardner doing a great job here, but not the runs he's wanted all season. He's had a bad season so far for the 33 here. As you see, look how stacked up the field's gonna get there. Daniel Conway trying to get his lap back here. He's gotta chase down Bobby Jones to do it. As there you see the look at the rest of the pack here. It's still stacked up, and there you see they're wrecking in the back there. Julius Anderson got ran over by Chris Dodd, Bradley Bishop Jr., and Casey Lester are involved, but no caution. Out on the track miraculously. I'm not quite sure how, and Flickinger gets turned by Dodd, and now he's stuck in the pit wall, and that's a dangerous spot to be in on the track, and he gets hit by Conway. Eric DeMax nowhere to go, and John Arndt has front end damage as well, and that is huge for Eric DeMax. That is not what they wanted to see, and look at the front end destroyed on that race car. Conway with nowhere to go as well, and Zach Flickinger, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but Bobby Jones is still in the lead with Dylan Schwalberg in that second spot now. It looked like the 38 lost power and he was slowing down, and then Chris Dodd, nowhere to go, Bradley Bishop Jr. and multiple others involved there, and they all just piled into the wreck there. And then watch Zach Flickinger. Looks like Chris Dodd was trying to come down pit lane, and they all just both collided in the same area. And then Flickinger's gonna hit that pit wall, try to back himself up, and then the inevitable happens. And Daniel Conway, and as well as Eric DeMax, you see Kyle Michelia running into the back of the 88 there. And looks like lap cars are really not making a lot of friends here on the track, and maybe the lack of brakes there is going to be a bit of a controversial talk here at the end of this one. Back underway, Bobby Jones continues to lead over Dylan Schwalberg. Nick Salmon is still in third after having the damage there. Williams in the top 5 still. I give a shout out to him. And look what they did to the 5 car. That is indeed a tank, just like the CM Racing cars down at Richmond and any other short track they've been in. That 5 car is certainly a tank on the track. I'm not quite sure about the 88 as well. And actually there is the 88 car, so yeah, it looks like they definitely, a lot of these cars are certainly tanks on the track as Dylan Schwalberg tries to get rid of Zach Flickinger there, and he's going to expose him quite easily as Hoffman, Salmon, and a couple others are going to get held up by him. Corey Williams shoved up into the marbles there, as there you see Lydia Rogers and a couple of other lap cars are going to try and get around him, but the battle for him and Eric DeMax is a battle for position there, and that is for a top 5 spot, and Eric DeMax takes it away from Corey Williams. So it doesn't look like horsepower is really everything. It's more about driver experience and expertise here at this short track here. Eric DeMax with a lot of hood damage and with no hood is outrunning Corey Williams there at a great pace here. That still showcases the horsepower the 5 car has, but as well as the short track experience, Eric DeMax also contains inside. Another caution will come out when a couple back markers run into the back of each other. Robert Harrison and Zayden Davidson, both cars collide into the outside wall, and that is brought out again, and Bobby Jones did not want to see this as he was pulling away from Dylan Schwalberg and the rest of the cars on the leading lap. And coming back for the restart again here at North Wilkesboro. It's been quite a wreck fest here, and Bobby Jones has certainly trying to run away with this race with a clean race car too. Dylan Schwalberg runs in that second spot, Sam in the third. It's really just been the same top 5 to be honest. And top 6, Corey Williams running in that 6th spot though. Still a great run for the CBM organization here. That's certainly what they want to see here, as Nick Salmon's going to try and reel down Dylan Schwalberg here. 18 car, even with no rear end, is still running as fast as this 14 car. As you see, Eric DeMax and PJ Williams are going to try and run away from the lap cars, as well as Corey Williams in the 19. Look at Eric DeMax though. He is trying to fly by Nick Salmon. Salmon washes up the track, but Eric DeMax is right there. Look at him dive into turn 1 there. An aggressive move to the bottom of the track, and he's going to try and get himself up to P3 on the chart here. Eric DeMax is now up to 3rd. PJ Williams is going to try and follow him on suit here as Salmon continues to wash up the track, and he's going to lose a spot to the 55 there, but he's going to fight back on the outside line there. PJ Williams has got the advantage in the turn 1. Salmon He's gonna wash up the track and go up the hill, but he's still got that outside momentum there. What a battle here, and Nick Salmon's gonna try and hold on to P3 or P4, but look at PJ Williams, he fights back, and those cars with no back end damage, they're doing a fantastic job of putting the show on the road here for the fans here. But Corey Williams, still give a shout out to him, he's running in the 6th spot. Richardson is down in 7th with Hoffman in 8th, Sidner 9th, and look who's in 10th. Mason Gordon, we haven't talked too much about him. He's been quietly running inside the top 10 at the end of this one, and this is going to be some good championship saving points there, despite it still losing to some potential competitors in front of him as of Nick Salmon and Dylan Schwallenberg. Here comes Eric DeMax on the outside this time around to Dylan Schwallenberg, and with a power move to the outside group, he passes the 14 on the outside line. That is a remarkable move here on a short track. You rarely see those these days here. And Eric DeMax, that car is certainly flying here on the racetrack there. What a job for Eric DeMax. That's certainly going to be one of the better comebacks here in the series. Bobby Jones is coming towards lap traffic here as he's going to head to the line with 10 laps to go here. This is not what they want to see. Bobby Jones, there you see Eric DeMax in the picture. Look at that 5 car, no hood on the car, and he's remarkably running in the 2nd spot. That is a lot of talent behind that 5 car there. I don't know what Eric DeMax is doing, but that is remarkably one of the best comebacks I've seen. Dylan Schwallenberg still running in the 3rd spot. That is still a wonderful run. Or the 14 car. As you see, lap cars are still trying to get out of harm's way. Here, it looks like it's just they're just all scattered on the racetrack here. And the 53 has blown up. John Bunnell has blown the car up. That's going to hold up Eric DeMax and Dylan Schwallenberg as the 53 comes down pit lane. His race is down the drain just like that. But man, it's already kind of was a thing for John Bunnell already from the get-go. As you see, there's Kamika Jazen and Carly McDowell in the 4 car has blown the car up, and Dylan Schwallenberg's going to get held up by lap cars here, and PJ Williams and Nick Salmon are going to zoom on by, and that is a good advantage for Nick Salmon here. That's what he wanted to see, was Dylan Schwallenberg to get held up, and Kamika Jazen looks like Corey Williams got really in the bad end of the stick there as well, as that might help a bit of the number 10 of Mason Gordon. He could be able to catch James Richardson there. But meanwhile, Bobby Jones is still trying to run away here. He's got a lot of lap cars out of his way now, and Eric DeMax still has to find a way to get around him. Here we go with 7 laps to go this time around. Looks like 8 to go to be exact. Bobby Jones is still holding a strong lead here. He's looking for win number 2 of the season for Martin Motorsports here. He's the only driver from that team that has won. Luis Hernandez still yet to find victory here in this series, but he's certainly one of the more consistent contenders as well. You don't always have to win races to be up front in the championship, and Hernandez is certainly trying to get himself back into a somewhat of a situation, and he is 21st in the race right now. Not the run he's going to want to have today, and he's still going to lose some points within the top 3, but Luis Hernandez is going to try and salvage as much as he can. But it's still Bobby Jones, though. He's had a quiet run here today. He's kept his nose clean, and he's doing what he needs to do his best. Short tracks. I've actually raced him before, and, well, Bobby Jones knows what he needs to do to win this race here. He's a very good short track racer. Expect him to be very good for Hero Motorsports here next year in 2018. But Bobby Jones, it's just been, like I said, a flawless performance for him. He hasn't been the fastest car all race, but he's kept his nose clean. He's avoided all the wrecks, basically. And, well, he's just trying to stay behind Hayden Klein for a moment here until he makes the move down the inside. And looks like Klein will be able to yield as he goes down the apron a bit of the racetrack there. Looks like he's using a bit of the white line there here. As 3 laps to go, Davidson in the wall there. He makes it 3 wide, but he's got really no opposition right there ever since he's had that lead. Bobby Jones has had a comfortable gap here. Eric DeMax, I don't think he'll be able to catch him here. He's too far back here for Bobby Jones to really get challenged. And I think it's going to be smooth sailing. He's only got 2 more laps to prove himself here. And he slides off a turn 4. 2 laps to go this time around. Bobby Jones at the point. The Oscar Mayer car there, the Ford Mustang, has been ferociously fast. Hasn't been the leader until a few laps back. And Bobby Jones has never looked back. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go here in North Wilkesboro. Bobby Jones has a 2-second gap here over Eric DeMax on the grid here. This is good for this Oscar Mayer Ford Mustang here. This could help him get back into the title hunt here. But with so many competitors running well, coming off the last corner, Bobby Jones has no opposition, Emma White stays high, and car number 6 goes to victory lane. Bobby Jones gets career win number 2 of the Hardee's National Series. What a run for car number 6 there. Bobby Jones certainly was one of the few deserving drivers to win this race. Him, Eric DeMax, PJ Williams were the drivers that were the class of the field today. And, well, Eric DeMax will get a second place spot. PJ Williams gets third, Salmon fourth, and Dylan Schallenberg it rounds out your top 5. Corey Williams gets a nice 6th place finish here. That's going to help him a lot in the point standing. Sidner stays in 7th, so that's a solid run for him. Hoffman 8th, Richardson 9th, and Mason Gordon will round out your top 10 here. So the championship battle is still going to remain tight within the top 3 here. But with the races winding down, Nick Salmon and Dylan Schallenberg are going to have to run away from Mason Gordon here. Because if Mason Gordon does good, man, he could attack both of them from their blind side. We'll take a look at the results here, as well as Bobby Jones's burnout here. Thank you for watching this somewhat eventful and wreck-filled race here. But until then, I'll be signing off.